How are you? Smash the like button. And I have a special announcement for Bid and Ask Nation members. We have a private live stream coming on Friday. I will tell you what, looking at this, I can't wait to get a haircut today. Man, it's getting out of control. Anyways, I was looking at Coca-Cola before because we were talking about the PE of Coke and how it's outrageous. Okay, let's see what we have going on today. So, NASDAQ futures are down. And I talked about this a little bit last week. Tech should not be the leader of markets. It just shouldn't be. I mean, that's when I don't really want to talk about the stock buybacks because I drew something out and I want to show it to you guys, but I want to also, I don't know if I should, I'm going to wait. I want to wait for a story when we talk about corporate debt, and then I want to tie that into it because it's really important to understand how we've gotten to this point and how outrageous it is getting to this point. The amount of borrowing that these companies have been doing to buy back shares, I mean, it should be illegal. It was illegal until 1982. Everybody's probably like, no, that's not true. Yeah, it's true. Stock buybacks were illegal. They were seen as market manipulation, and then they came into play, and now it's okay. And you see where we end up. So clearly, there's some kind of market manipulation going on. But all right, well, here we go. So the S&P futures are up a little bit. Dow futures are up just a touch. Let's get into some quick news stories, and then I want to talk about a few things, and then I want to do some stocks for you guys, and we'll go from there. So let's see. Airlines. United Airlines had a big beat yesterday, and it was up 6.5%, and it's up again another 6.5%. I mean, it's up like 2.5% right now, pre-market or something. United said that they expect a full recovery in demand by 2023. And I will say, and I'm sure that those of you that have flown recently, airports are for sure filled again. I've flown on United and Delta since, in the last month, 6 weeks. Both of them have packed planes, and I was going to, granted, I was going to bigger cities, but they were packed planes. So Delta beat expectations as well. Boeing and Airbus, I definitely want to keep an eye on Boeing, like I told you. American Airlines wasn't as bad as expected. So the company, that's United, the company's second quarter performance largely exceeded original expectations as international long haul and business travel accelerated even faster than anticipated, together with continued yield improvement. So we're going to see what happens there. And yep, CCL's getting going. CCL, man, what did CCL do yesterday? I'm going to divert over here. They had a crazy day. They were up 7%, was it? 7.5% this morning, up another 3%. So going up 11%, increasing the company value 11% in one day is pretty normal, in my opinion. All right, Tesla. So this was not Tesla. Intel competing with Tesla. Intel's the sleeper. I really think that Intel is the sleeper. Everyone thinks this is a dead company, and they just keep very quietly doing things. Intel can do self-driving cars too. Don't write off Mobileye. So they acquired Mobileye for $15 billion in 2017, and now they showed yesterday why they should be taken serious in this self-driving area. They were demonstrating impressive capabilities in New York City yesterday. So Mobileye, they have been pioneers of the adaptive cruise and lane keep assistance. So they're in the space already. They're using the same camera approach that Tesla is using. So this is something, and I haven't watched this video. They said it was like 40 some minutes long, and I'm just not going to do that. It can't be that interesting. But if you're into that kind of stuff, go for it. Here's another part. Intel stock, I like this part. Intel did not react much. The stock closed 1% higher. I like that you can finally find a company where good news comes out, and this is actually pretty interesting, crazy news in my opinion. And the company doesn't go up 15% or something crazy like that. So Intel's one that I think that we should keep a watch on, and everybody already knows that. I actually need to look for more options on Intel. So let me write that down. Intel options. So if you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, find some options for us. I mean, that's a good company that I think we should keep an eye on. Another one is Harley, and I like to bring up companies like Harley because I said tech shouldn't lead markets. Companies like this should be the ones driving things. Retail, not energy, retail, materials, etc. So your car companies, your Harleys out there. So finally, they're seeing a turnaround, and their big concern that they've had going on is that they can't get around only selling to the baby boomers. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I don't want to ride one of those things. They don't interest me. But if you're a motorcycle person, I don't know. Tell me if you like Harley-Davidson if you're not a baby boomer. So they reported better than expected quarterly earnings on today. Harley, which has struggled to increase sales beyond its core baby boomer market, in February unveiled a plan to boost profits by shifting its focus to big bikes while eliminating slow-selling models and exiting money-losing dealerships and markets. Anytime that I see a Harley-Davidson dealership anymore, I'm just thinking, how is that place still in business? But I know they went through a really tough time. They were actually going through a tough time pre-pandemic, and then definitely pandemic. They're having a tough go. But on an adjusted basis, Harley earned $1.41 per share in the quarter, beating analyst expectations of $1.17. Revenue from the motorcycles and related products nearly doubled to $1.33 billion. The company said shipments doubled to 56,700 units in the second quarter. So, am I left-handed? No, I'm not left-handed. I don't know what that means. All right. Next thing I want to discuss is the dollar. So, there's nothing in the article I want to talk about, but right here it says, oh, Seth rode a Harley for years. I forgot that Seth does motorcycles. I mean, they look cool. I don't like how loud they are. They annoy me. Susie, that was for you. All right, rising dollar. So we talk about the rising dollar. Why don't we just go and look at this chart real quick? Everybody's talking about the dollar getting out of control. So the UUP is the dollar. Okay, so it looks like this dollar's rebounding pretty good, right? Okay, let's actually just blow this up. So it looks like the dollar's coming up. Oh my gosh, it's hitting levels of back in November, and it's coming back to March. Okay, now let's zoom out. Look where the dollar is compared to back here in 2020, March of 2020. The dollar was all the way up here, and the dollar's now still down here, still next to lows. I mean, we're talking. I understand when people say in the dollar, but look at it relative. And this is only a 2-year chart, so if you zoom out even further, it's probably even worse. So just keep everything relative. I think that we need to, when we look at the dollar and look at these stories, we need to look at everything's relative. Yeah. All right. The global EV battery industry will be sold out by 2025, according to Bank of America analyst global research group. So there is a looming threat of global battery supply for electric vehicles running dry by early 2025. I don't even know what to say with this. Our updated EV battery supply model suggests that the global EV battery supply will likely hit a sold out situation by 2025, 2026, with its global operating rates reaching above 85%. So I have to imagine that there's going to be other businesses that are going to come in and make these batteries, and big companies are going to continue to make them. I have to think that GM and Ford are going to get involved. The only German company that's gotten involved is so far. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's Audi and Porsche. I'm trying to think. I don't think that BMW has a full battery powered car on the road yet. I don't think Mercedes does yet. Mercedes is coming with one. So eventually these guys are gonna I could be wrong. Maybe they all work together. I don't know. I'm never going to get my Tesla. That's even more reason for me to buy a Tesla right now. Hopefully I get it in October. That would be wonderful, like they're saying. I have to call them after the show because I want to see what the deal is. So the Bank of America report noted that the potential swing factors for the future of EVs in the U.S. lie in regulations and stimulus. To be fair, a big driver of Tesla's revenues over the past, 5 to 10 years has been from the tax credits that they've been receiving from the government. So bull cases assume around $450 billion in stimulus or subsidy for $10,000 for each 45 million EVs sold. And I wrote there, where was that? There was a part of this that said, maybe it's in the next story, but a part of the infrastructure bill that is to pass. Let's see here. Oh, it was for charging stations. Okay, so this is the $1.2 trillion infrastructure project that passed that was a Senate bill. $7.5 billion in there is for charging stations, etc. So this is funny. Tim and I we all went to lunch yesterday, and Tim and I were discussing the Tesla charging stations. Can you go there with another car and charge your car there? And I don't know for a fact, but I do think that I don't think that you can. And I remember when the Model 3 came out, the Model S and the Model X drivers were not too thrilled because all of the charging stations were backed up in the beginning because everybody was flocking to the charging stations because they got free charging with their cars, etc. So I thought to myself, I don't think that Tesla would allow other cars going to those charging stations because they wouldn't want to be in that situation again, especially with other brands charging there. So now Tesla does plan on opening charging networks to other EVs later this year. That's what Elon Musk said on Twitter. We're making our supercharger network open to other EVs later this year. I wonder what they're going to charge for it because they're going to have to. The government, the infrastructure bill, like I said, will be involved in this. So that charge point, I went to a Whole Foods the other day and there was a charge point station there. And I guess those things are like superchargers or something like that. Pretty easy. All you do is walk up to it, tap your phone on the little machine, and plug your car in. It's pretty cool. So a lot of these companies are going to be expanding their networks as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. All right. something that I wanted to talk about. So I get this question a lot. I said this last week. People always ask me, when you're in the bid and ask nation, how much money do I have to invest to start trading stocks? I always say, the whole premise of this channel and the whole premise of me teaching you the charting part of it is that I want you guys to have the tools to do this when you have a lot of money, basically. So let's say you have $100 to trade with right now. You say, is it worth it for me? Well, maybe right now it's not worth it for you because you're not going to get the dollar returns that you want. But you have to look at it as, I want to show you now when you have $100 so that when you have $100,000, you can jump right into it and you know exactly what you're doing. You don't have to take the time to start learning at 100,000. Trust me, it's a lot easier to learn with less money because when you get to have a lot of money, you'll be a lot less timid to put it inside of the market because you know what you're doing. So I just want to keep emphasizing that the whole premise of the Bid and Ask Nation, people just keep asking, how much money do I need? How much money do I need? I personally think you can start with $0 and just paper trade. Learn the process, understand it, learn how to make money, learn how to manage your own assets, and you're going to do very well in life. The second thing, when I ask you guys for stocks and we start going through things, and I guess this has been something that I've taken for granted because I don't really think about it, is when somebody asks me a question and they say, I'm going to type in CCL here. So with CCL, okay, I say CCL is a downtrend right now, and it's looking like a short, and things are not. I wouldn't be doing anything with it long right now. That's on this chart only. This is on the long-term chart. That analysis that I just did specifically on this chart has nothing to do with this daily chart over here. So I understand that there's a lot of people that are trading that are thinking that I'm just saying it's a very blanket statement. It's not. If you come over here to the daily chart, this is the daily, this is the long term or the weekly. The daily chart is looking great. You're coming up through the sweet spot. You can absolutely go long on this thing. You're going to run into resistance around the 200-day moving average, but you can go long on this thing. So, and then when we go to this, and these two charts have absolutely nothing to do with the 15-minute chart. From a day trading perspective, they are totally, totally irrelevant. I don't care what the stock does on a day-to-day basis I don't care what the stock does on a day-to-day basis on CCL, for example. All I care about is what it's doing on the 15-minute candles. Am I above my 80%? Do I have volume coming in? Do I have engulfing candlesticks coming in? When you're trading, you need to totally separate the three of them. If you're doing a long-term trade, do a long-term trade. If you're doing a swing trade, do a swing trade on the daily chart. If you're doing on a 15-minute trade, do not look at those other two charts. It does not matter. You can check where your moving averages are if you want to see where resistance is going to happen, but don't look to see if it's in the sweet spot. I don't care if it's in the sweet spot for a 15-minute chart trade. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's in the overbought area, oversold area. You're looking at this thing as you're basically eliminating the ticker, eliminating the price, and all you're doing is following the pattern here and getting in and out of a trade in the same day. So I want to make that abundantly clear that I've just heard that there's people that are confusing the three, and I just want to make that clear to you guys. So if you have any other questions, tag me and message me in the Bid and Ask Nation, and I'll clear it up for you. And then Friday, Cash put out a poll, and he said, what do you guys most want to learn about? And it was overwhelming majority said that they want to learn about how to pick entry points of a stock and how to actually buy the stock. So this Friday at, we'll call it, what do I got to do Friday? Let's call it 9:40 a.m. I'm going to jump on for about 20 minutes, and I'll do a private Bid and Ask Nation only live stream, and I will talk about entry points on a stock on the 15-minute chart, the daily chart, and the long-term chart. So when I say that, it's actually when to buy a stock. That's the biggest question out there, is when to buy based on a chart. So that's what I will do, 9:40 a.m. on Friday, and that's it. So send me some stocks, and we'll go from there. While you guys are sending those in, I want to check the yields. Let's see what happened with the yields overnight. 3-month didn't change. The 10-year popped a little bit. And yeah, that's that. Let's look at earnings going into tomorrow and see what's after the bell today. Let's see here. Verizon reported before the bell. If you missed these, kind of SOL. Texas Instruments is after the bell. CSX, I know some of you guys have that. Discovery Financial. Man, I remember looking at Discovery Financial. I had puts on this thing at $15. That's just crazy. Let's look at tomorrow. Twitter after the bell tomorrow. Snap Inc. Intel's after the bell tomorrow. American Airlines, AT&T, Southwest, Cleveland Cliffs, Freeport McMoran, Biogen, all before the bell tomorrow. So just make sure that you are focusing on what stocks that you have. And if you're trading them long term, just be careful with them. Or short term or whatever if you're trading them. If you want to join the Patreon, Discord, $7. Everything money. If you want the software and everything, including the iPhone app, Android app, $25 a month. It's going to increase on August 1st. Bid and Ask Nation, this is also going to increase on August 1st from $69 to $76. So that's going to be a big jump. So get in now. And if you want to do a consult with me, 1 hour Zoom session, talk about trading, $500. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, you get 4 hours of his time for $10,000. And if you're buying a big property, and especially in this market, I think it's, well, I already know it's worth it because I use him. All right, let's do Lockheed Martin. Blender person, you can stop typing HRB. I am not blind. All right, so Lockheed is facing some resistance right here, and you can see that you're kind of sitting at. So you do have room to run, actually. The problem is you're just sitting right under these two major moving averages that it can't get through. And if you date back to May, you can see that it's popped a couple times over those moving averages, but it's really had a difficult time. So what's going to get you through this point and what's going to break you up into this area? Volume, and you just don't have it. And if you look here, you really don't have any volume. So this yellow line running through here, that's average volume, and you can see how infrequently it has hit that that area. So, all right, BP. All right, so BP has it's energy. So let's see. BP is definitely a downtrend, but they're getting a little pop today. And you can see, look at that, right off its 200-day moving average. I tell you guys how powerful these 200-day moving averages are, and you can see the little pop that it got. So interesting trend coming down. It kind of did a reversal, and here it comes again. So maybe it'll swing and actually run to the top side. We'll see. But BP is looking okay. All right. Next. eBay. eBay for a swing trade. Mattia, thank you for specifying that you wanted a swing trade. So let's actually just pull up the daily chart only and look at it from a swing perspective. So if you guys want only swing trades, let me know. And Mattia, I like it. So I like that you're coming up really nicely. You've had great volume the last 2 days. You've cleared your moving averages. I would say if you can break out over this resistance point right here, probably $70. If you can get an engulfing candlestick over $70, go for it. All right. Good little stock you picked right there. Oh, Peloton. So Peloton just signed a deal with United Healthcare to do some kind of health initiative, something like that. So that's why they're getting this little rally of late. They were actually positive on Monday, that day that the market just fell apart. They were actually positive that day. So let's see. Peloton is, I think this is Peloton's gonna have to do a lot of things to get themselves moving from a because they got to keep innovating. So this is a swing trade. Yeah, I like this. So I don't know who asked me this question. Tommy, I like it. Great volume coming in. You're through the sweet spot nicely. You're over the 200-day moving average. If you get an engulfing candlestick today, go for it. I think I'm going to trade this one myself today. Peloton. Great looking swing trade. Good find. All right. Next. GSG. What in the world is that? GSG. Oh, BlackRock. Oh, it's ETF. Okay. I'm assuming that you want an ETF from a long-term perspective. So let's see here. So you're in a downtrend. I would not be shorting this, but I would just wait until this thing does some kind of reversal. I'm sure this will do some sort of reversal and start moving to the top side. Just make sure you clear the 2 moving averages, 50 and 25 days. Swing. Nvidia did they do their split? Yeah, they did their split. So the psychology of Nvidia now, to me, is that Nvidia is cheap now because it's not $600 a share, $700 or whatever it was. So let's see. Downtrend still, but if you're looking from it from a swinging perspective, I like this because you are coming up through the sweet spot nicely. Your volume's decelerating a little bit, but let's take it. I'm not going to take that with more than a grain of salt because with the split that just happened, I think everything's starting to settle down. Let's let this thing start moving, get up over this 25-day moving average, and see if it can make a move to the top side. And I really like what's happening from a swing perspective on Nvidia. So I'm going to write that one too. And Seth just posted the Friday live stream at 9:40 a.m. in the bid and ask. So thank you for doing that, Seth. That will be good. And it's going to be all about entry points. That's the only thing that I'm going to be discussing that day is entry points. All right. Nvidia will probably sell off post split. Yeah, it might. Who knows? Who knows? All right. NURO. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know if anybody's like not music. What do you call it? Like an iPod. When iPods first started to come out, there was this thing called, I can't remember who made it, but it was called the Neuro. And it was the coolest little MP3 device. MP3s, that's the word. And that was pretty sweet. So that's always what I think of when I think of the word neuro. I don't think of the brain. I think of music. All right. Whoever asked me this question, I have no idea. I just don't know. Should you short it? If you do anything with this thing, use a 15-minute chart. That's all I can tell you. Smash the like button. Gianni really wants to have 100 likes on this video. WGO. Winnebago. All right, swing trade. Very good question. And I want to answer this question because I don't like it. And I want to show you why I don't like it. So, yes, you're coming through the sweet spot. That's good. You're getting good volume. The problem is you're sitting on the 200-day moving average and the 25-day moving average, and you're stuck under the 50-day moving average. Then you have the 100-day moving average. So what are you going to need to get through this? You're basically going to need green volume bars that are like this all the way up here for multiple days to push yourself through. This thing is way too tough to trade from a swing trading perspective. I'm not a huge fan. HPQ. I'm not a big fan of trading. It's more about luck than skill. I beg to differ with you, and I've been doing it since I was 14, and I don't think that I got to where I am by being lucky because I don't think luck lasts for 20 years or something. 18 years. So, but whatever you like to think. HPQ, let's look at it from this perspective. La, la, la. Okay, what do we got here? HPQ. So HPQ, this is basically a dog stock. It's interesting. Moving sideways on the bottom. This is a good stock to throw a tracker share on. I haven't said that in a very long time, but this is a good stock to throw a tracker share on. Let this thing eventually get up here into the sweet spot and you'll grab it. And remember, you have to fill this gap right here. So eventually this thing is going to fill. Cash, Nick, Caesar, or Noah, can you please put HPQ and tag me in the ambassador chat and just say gap stock? That would be great. All right. ZOM for a swing trade. What is ZOM? I like that you guys are starting to use swing trades. That's great. I thought we were going to be doing more long-term stuff, but I am happy about this. Okay. So yeah, it's looking good. Coming through the sweet spot. Again, the problem you're going to face with this, look at these moving averages that you have to face. You got to get through all 4 of them. Those are like steel I-beams that you got to get through. It's going to be very tough. So you're going to need a lot of volume. To be honest with you, Wait a second. This thing's 66 cents. What is this? What's your volume on this? Oh my God. ZOM. Hold on a second. ZOM. Wow. What in the world is this? All right. I don't really know what to tell you. Look at that. Look at that average volume. 36 million trades per day. Hey, I still believe what I believe. You got to get through those moving averages, and I think it's going to take a lot of volume to get through there. And a lot more than, so that means that you're going to need more than 36 million shares traded per day. So, Realty Group, I'm assuming this is a REIT. Let's see. Downtrend right now. If you want to short it, you can probably short it down to like $64. Oh, wait, did this gap up today? Oh, it gapped up today. That's why you want to talk about it. Okay, so if you hold up here today, that's fine. I wouldn't do anything with this today. Make sure, see what happens tomorrow, and see if you can get this thing moving a little bit tomorrow. That's what you need to do. Epic. I like that name. Epic. I think we've done this multiple times. It's not going to work for me. Oh, wait a second. No data. That's why I remember it. TIGR. FinTech. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so you've had a pretty good run on this thing, it looks like. Maybe not. Okay. Let me do a refresh. I just want to make sure I'm getting you the right chart. All right, so I am. So you are in a downtrend. Yeah, I mean, if with this one, you're holding support right here. That's your support level. So you can draw it back to right here and right in this area and right here. So it's kind of just sitting at that level. This is a tough one to short or go long on. I think I would just be very careful with it. All right. Let me do a couple more. MU. I will do MU, and then I will do one more, and then I'm going to get out of here. And don't forget, Friday at 9:40, Bid and Ask Nation only live stream on entry points. And if you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation, join it. So Micron's gotten beat up as of late. Let's zoom out. I just want to zoom out and see where we're at overall. Okay, so it is holding a support level, and that's basically the 200-day moving average. So I think that if the market holds, it's going to be fine. But if the market breaks away, like if we get a couple days like we did on Monday, it's going to end up breaking the 200-day moving average, no doubt. But to me, I'm not shorting this thing. I'm waiting to go long on it eventually, unless everything falls apart and you can get a confident short on it where you break through the 200-day moving average. So, all right, one more stock. Delta Airlines. I like that one. I want to do an airline. All right. Delta's getting a little pop today. And frankly, I'm liking what I'm seeing down here because you're just moving sideways. Let this thing move sideways. Let the red line break into the sweet spot, just like we always do. You're going to face a lot of resistance with these major moving averages, but if you can get some good volume coming in like you've gotten for the last 5 or 6 sessions, you're gonna be fine. So this thing will eventually go as travel comes back and as they make more money and so on. All right. What's CCL doing this morning? I know that it was up 7.5% yesterday, 3.5% today. So that's sweet. And that's it. All right, guys. Don't forget, Friday, 9:40 a.m., live stream, private, Bid and Ask Nation only. And if you're not in the Bid and Ask Nation, join it. Remember, guys, August 1st, the price is going to jump big time. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Or if you're in the Bid and Ask Nation, I'll talk to you today. Have a great day. Bye.